Hello everybody, welcome back to Real Outdoor Adventures. Today I'm going on a solo hike on the Morrison trailhead. So we are going to be walking from here, which is the parking lot, down here, and then down this side of the trail to these boulders and cascades. And then I'm just gonna return back because I don't have enough time to do the whole 6-mile loop today. So that's what's on the agenda for today. So the plan is for me to be back home by 5 o'clock. That only gives me about 3 hours. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So better get on the trail. All right, we're making for some pretty good time. Just did that half mile in about 10 minutes, so not even. That was just because I was taking my time, but still making good time. So I found the sign, so it must be, I've gone about half a mile, and we are gonna go that direction for about a mile, 1.3 miles, and hopefully we're gonna be rewarded with something really cool. So we'll see. Also, the campground is that direction, so if I ever wanted to do like this whole full 6-mile hike, I could hike and camp, but today we're just gonna do a short hike. And hopefully the trail is marked well because there is going to be a Y up here. As always, being very wary if I hear noises because you never know, it could be a bear or anything else. So if I hear noises, I just kind of take a listen for a second. But anyway, I am out here by myself, so it's a little bit creepy hiking alone. I never hike alone. This is only like my third time hiking alone, so normally I always have Richard with me, but he works a lot and the summer's wearing down, so I'm trying to see some things I haven't seen yet while I still have the chance to do so. But anyway, I'm hoping that the trail isn't confusing and it's marked well, because up here there's going to be another Y, and if I take the wrong one, it's going to lead me way far away from where I want to be. So I got to be mindful of them signs or the diamonds and make sure that I take the correct side of the Y. Shouldn't be too hard. So far the trail's looking pretty clean, looking pretty clear. So anyhow, yeah, well, I'll show you some more of this beautiful trail. Little stream here, pretty. Sounds peaceful. Take a listen. I could literally fall asleep to that. All right, so it looks like we've reached the Y. So if I take a right and go up that way, it'll take me to Rimrock and the long way of Morrison Loop, I believe. And then we have the other sign that says Morrison Loop that way, straight the way I'm going. So off we go. Really hope I can stay on the right trail and find these big boulders and cascades that are labeled on the map. I haven't seen them. I don't know how big or extravagant they are, but we'll find out. I just spotted a camp down there. I'm wondering if the path leads to it. But right over there, I'm sensing fall coming early, guys. I mean, look at this. There are leaves falling off the trees already. I keep telling Richard that I think we're going to have an early fall this year. He's like, no. But I've been noticing that some of the leaves are yellowing and leaves are falling already, which is crazy to me because it's only the middle of August. But we're like in the dog days of summer. But anyway, I don't know if you can see, but there's a big camp down there. I see a big fire pit. So that's a pretty cool place, right just in the middle of nowhere in the forest. Nice and secluded. So anyway, continuing on the trail. That's interesting. I'm wondering if this path will lead over there, but pretty cool camp area over there. I always like coming across new campsites, but this would be, yeah, if you wanted to do a shorter hike on the first day of a hike and you're rearing to go to do the entire 6 miles, you could stop here potentially and take a rest for the night. But I would definitely be trying to walk as far as I can. But somebody might be coming from the other direction, but then if they camp there, it wouldn't be much further for them to go to get to the parking lot. So it's kind of a weird place for a camp to be, in my opinion. Too far from the beginning of the other direction of the 6 miles and too close to the direction I started from. This looks interesting up in here. I love when the path is like this. When every now and again you get a little bit of a challenge. It's not like a big challenge, but it definitely makes you have to slow down a little when there's rocks and boulders in the path. But I love that. I love when the paths are like this. It just makes it feel even more like you're part of the forest. But look at this interesting area here. We got a little stream coming through here. Nice area of shade, a good place to take a rest. Really beautiful bridge right here. I like bridges. I just like the way they make the whole scene, you know? I guess I'm weird like that. But look at this. We got a few streams that are kind of like coming into each other here. Really cool. Even this area would make a good little camp spot for somebody. But yeah, you can see how the little streams are coming through everywhere. Pretty. So I'll go ahead and go across the bridge. I love bridges. I think this is a little bit sketchy of a bridge compared to what I'm used to, but it's pretty. I like bridges because they always lead to something cool, for one. All right, moving right along. The path is getting quite rocky, so hopefully that's a good sign that we're getting close to our boulders. One thing I will say so far, the trail's not as steep of a slope as some of the other trails I've been doing, so it's just making it a nice leisurely kind of trail. There's a little bit of exercising involved, and you gotta kind of go over these roots and rocks and things. But but yeah, it's been a pretty leisurely type of trail compared to what I'm used to. So we must be getting closer because I am coming across some large boulders. I'm not sure if these are the ones that they were speaking about on the map, but if they are, there should be some cascades. It is late in the year, so the creek bed could be dried out, but could hang out under that overhang. Looks like someone had a fire under there, but pretty. I'm not thinking this is it though, so we're gonna keep walking. Alright. Got a big rock formation up here. Crossing a stream to get to the other side of the path. There it is. That's the biggest one so far. I also got to remember to be mindful of snakes because just a minute ago I was walking along the trail, and I looked down just in time to see one slithering right across the trail in front of me. I couldn't get my camera up in time, but it reminded me that I also need to watch for snakes. Well, luckily that one was just a gardener snake, but all right, so I think we may have found the boulders, guys. There's an arrow saying to continue on that way. So I'm going to double check my map, but this has got to be the boulder area, right? So I'm going to check my map and then we'll continue on. So I'm pretty sure that these are the boulders. So all I have to do is just walk down the trail just a little bit further and I should find the Cascades, and hopefully we'll find other boulders other than these, but these are beautiful too, and I'm gonna get to walk through them. So yay for that. I love walking through boulders and climbing on mountains. So here we go. I can't wait to see what's on the other side of the boulders. This is pretty. I gotta get a picture. Woo! Pretty in here. So yeah, I gotta be a little careful because I'm walking on rocks and they're very slanted, so I don't want to slide down them. Not gonna lie, I just slipped and fell because I got excited about taking a picture of the boulders, and I gotta remember not to get overexcited like that. That's how accidents happen. You get hurt. You don't want that when you're on your own on the trail. So my hiking boots, after 3 seasons of using them, are quite worn out, and I got to remind myself they don't have the traction they used to have. I used to practically be able to run on trails like this. But yeah. So hopefully we come across these Cascades. But what I was going to say is there is another Y that'll be coming up. And once I reach that, I'll know I've done the full 1.3 mile portion of this trail, and it'll be time for me to turn around and head back. But we're making pretty good time. It's not even 3 yet. So, and I've kind of been doing my thing, taking video, taking pictures. So trail walking is never a fast thing for me. So anyway, I'll update you as soon as I find these Cascades, which should be right around here somewhere. Right, so as I was walking around, the trail's now bringing me down to the creek side. Oh wow, so we're gonna be crossing the creek here. So far I haven't seen any Cascades, but like I said, it's late in the year. It's been pretty hot and dry, so the Cascades may not be Cascades right now. But we will find out. But I'm pretty sure we are headed in the right direction here. Okay, like I'm looking at this right now. Like maybe even at one point, water was flowing over this, making it look like a little waterfall. But as you can see, stream bed is pretty dry right now. But we'll see what we find. Maybe these are typically the Cascades through here. See if the path is ending here. I mean, one could argue that that's a path through there, but it is beautiful through here, but no cascades, and I'm not sure how much further I want to walk trying to find them since there's no signage. I might walk just a little further just to see, and if I don't find a sign soon, I'll be headed back. But this is beautiful in here. Yeah, I don't think this is meant to be a path, but it is beautiful. Still haven't found a sign, and I still can hear the stream. But I am starting to get pushed for time at this point. So I'm going to have to turn around before long, but I'm going to continue on just a little longer just to see what I can find. It's beautiful through here. I just love going on hikes like this. Also, another observation as I go here, the woods are getting thicker. Path is much smaller now. So yeah. Just an observation. The further we go, the thicker into the woods we get, and the more beautiful it is. Isn't it like a fairyland, huh? So this is an interesting looking area. We got all these little skinny trees, and they're like real thick. So I'm about to go through this little thick area of woods right here, and I'm going to see what's on the other side of it. But we may have already passed the Y. I thought it would be further from the Cascades, what they called the Cascade. It's just too dry right now, it looks like. And if I don't see a sign very soon, I'm going to have to turn around and start heading back. So don't want to be caught out here longer than I planned. But look at this. This is kind of interesting, huh? Real thick up in here. Just a bunch of these tiny little trees. I'm not sure what kind of trees they are, but interesting. As I'm always telling you guys, the little ecosystems and sections of the forest, they change as you go. So this looks to be a type of birch. You can see that. So these are all a bunch of little baby birch trees. That's what they look like to me. So yeah, I'm not coming across a sign, and it seems like we're starting to curve around now. And the other side of this trail is actually 4 miles long. It's like triple the length, so I won't have time to do that today. But I just want to explore just a little further up here just to see. I'm wondering if there's a campsite coming up soon or not. All right, and possibly there could be. So this is pretty in here. But like I said, it's getting to be that time. I'm going to have to start heading back. I've walked quite a ways. I've already walked a little further than I was planning to. So, yeah. Oh, I see a bridge over here. I see another bridge. See, this would usually have water in here. Let's see. Oh, there's a couple bridges. Oh, this is pretty. I remember seeing this in people's videos, and at the time, I don't think they had these bridges, and everyone was just walking through the water. But yeah, this is pretty in here. These two bridges. So with that, I'm not finding the Cascades. The bridges are cool. Everything's really cool. But I got to head back. I will have to start out early in the day one of these days and actually do the whole 6 miles, I guess, to the campground just to see what there is, but usually in the springtime, there's just little streams just flowing all through here. So anyway, yeah, the path is saying to go that way, over the bridge and continue on that way, but I am going to start heading back. So with that, it's not the end of my hike, but I will be ending my hike with you guys for the time being. Still got about 2 miles or more to hike back. So I'm gonna end my hike here. I'm sorry I couldn't show you the Cascades. We'll have to come in the spring next year. Hopefully be able to catch it after the rains and the water's running really good. But it was still a beautiful hike. So thank you for joining me on today's hike. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you don't forget to hit that big thumbs up. Or if you're watching on TikTok, hit that big follow button and give me a heart. And we'll see you guys on the next adventure. Bye.